Governor Gavin Newsom and some Democratic lawmakers are moving forward with the special legislative session on gas prices and fuel supply, and they're doing this even though the state Senate has said they will not participate.
Yeah, it's an interesting look. KSARE 3's Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala has this new information with what's going on and what the Senate's leader and the governor are now saying about all this, Ash.
Golston and Lisa, the governor called this special legislative session so that they'll pass his proposed law that sets new rules for the oil and gas industry. But the problem is that law cannot pass without the Senate's participation. The Senate's Democratic leader, Mike McGuire, has said the Senate supports Newsom's proposal, but really has not been clear about why exactly the Senate won't meet for it. Today, he seemed to soften his stance on coming back to Sacramento after at first refusing.
Forgot how big this room was.
Governor Gavin Newsom gearing up for a special legislative session on gas prices.
We're going to get this done.
He and the state assembly are moving forward with his proposal to set minimum standards for refiners to have backup oil reserves. That's for when they go down for maintenance or they're short on supply. Newsom says it's to prevent gas price spikes at the pump.
That's the abuse of the oil companies that tends to happen around this time every year.
But the state Senate first refused to meet at Newsom's order.
The Senate Democratic Caucus is 100% united that we're not going to come back for a special session.
But the state Senate's leader seemed to soften his stance on the special session Wednesday. In a statement, his office said, in part, the governor and Senate Pro Tem had a productive meeting on Tuesday about a path forward to protect Californians from gas price spikes. They'll continue to work together collaboratively and will have more to share soon. Some experts have said the Senate is legally required to, at the very least, meet when the governor calls a special session. Here's how the state attorney general responded.
I feel that I represent the governor in this matter, and if the governor wishes to address this issue, he may.
The oil industry has warned Newsom's proposal would increase prices for drivers not just in California, but also Nevada and Arizona. With the economy and costs topping voter concerns, Republican Party Chairwoman Jessica Milan Patterson says Newsom's proposal could be a vulnerability for Democrats.
I think Democrats should be very, very scared because this is once again pulling the curtain from the wizard.
Newsom disagrees. Does that not worry you at all, just for the Democratic Party broadly?
Well, I guess we should just roll over and allow oil companies to take advantage of taxpayers. I think we have a political imperative as representatives of the people to meet this moment and call them out and hold them accountable for this kind of manipulation.
Now, that political concern with this proposal is something some of my Democratic sources in the state Senate expressed to me today. Sources tell me McGuire is organizing a meeting with Democratic state senators to discuss how to move forward here. Meanwhile, Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas has said hearings in that House on Newsom's proposal would begin within the next couple of weeks. Back to you.
Okay, we'll keep watching with you. Thanks, Ashley. Well, the last time Governor Newsom called a special session was just early last year. He wanted lawmakers at the time to pass a proposal that would have penalized oil refiners for making too much money off of California drivers. That ended up turning into a law that kicked the issue to regulators and requires more transparency now from the oil industry.